Hello, everybody, and welcome to Versatile. And today we have a very interesting game for you. I'm joined here with my co-caster Chief and my production team, which we've got a great one. We've got Anita, Shelton, and my boy Maddie. All great, solid production guys and girls that are going to be helping us out with this one. But we're going to move into this game, which should be interesting because it is a game to show off some of our community members looking for organization. So we've got managers, we've got organization leaders, we've got coaches watching in on this game and just trying to scout some new talent that maybe just haven't found a place yet. So I think it should be an interesting one, Chief.
Yeah, think of today as a show match with some purpose behind it. Think about it as like the Olympic trials, where a lot of these players are getting the opportunity to be scouted, maybe pulled up to a higher rank, maybe exit that T3 ecosystem and potentially enter into a T2 ecosystem. Or if you're a coach, IGL, or somebody who's looking to build a team, maybe you want to get your feet wet in Valorant, well, hit one of these players up. If you like the way they're playing, if you like their big brain IGLs, if you like their flashy mechanical skills, maybe shoot them a DM on Twitter, network with them. And, if worst comes to worst, just enjoy the series.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting one. We've got a wide variety of ranked skill disparity to kind of have an interesting game, see where everybody plays. We have a lot of people that maybe are a little ambitious. They think that they are able to play at that higher level and they want to show that off. So it'll be interesting to see what we got. We won't obviously be, discussing anybody's rank. This is all one even playing field. Everybody can enjoy themselves and have a good game, but we are going to keep it nice and competitive. And by that, me and Chief will cast it competitively as always, and we'll be getting right into the first map in just a second, which I believe we're locking in as Ascent, but we haven't gotten confirmation yet of that. So maybe they'll switch up the map last minute. We're not sure.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what we're going to see out of this, pseudo show match because these players have never played with each other. They might not even know the people in this lobby. So, how do you even select your agents? Do you just select an agent that you like to collect heads with? You want to select an agent that brings more utility? How are you really going to show your skills? If you're an entry player, maybe you want to auto lock jet and show off your op skills. If you miss a shot, dodge away, relocate, and then repeat. Maybe, if you're a little bit more of a controller, maybe you want to bring out those Viper walls to allow those, again, flashy jet players to push on through, find new avenues. Again, really, the world is their oyster today. I'm really eager to see what that means. And it seems, Neon, we have been confirmed a match here on Ascent.
For sure, we'll be getting right into that match right now, and I'm just interested to see how this will go. And I mean, like you said, it really could be a huge influence on how this game goes, depending on who plays what. And I feel like if any time is now to bring out that massive big brain lineup that these guys have worked on, or maybe they've been working on some crazy grid walls, maybe they've got some incredible one ways. Who knows what they've got? But whatever it is, they should bring it right here, right now because they have an awesome opportunity to show off those things that maybe they haven't been able to use in ranked to the best of their ability, or maybe they just haven't had the opportunity to play with a coordinated team. So they want to show that off. They want to show that, hey, I have something I can bring to the table. Maybe it's not a spot on a roster, but maybe it's just a spot on an academy team or a spot learning from someone who can, bring those better skills out of them. I think this is a great opportunity for them as players to show off something special that they bring that could lead them to a point where they're able to learn from someone better and improve upon their skills to turn them into a next great competitive player. I'm interested to see what'll come out because, we've got an interesting lineup here. We've got two different jets. We've got Reyna. We've got a new agent KO on the board. We've got smokes, two Sovas. We've got tons of different stuff coming out on either side. And be interesting to see how they adapt to each other and how they'll play, and if one team will maybe pull away or maybe one player will pull away and just go absolutely insane.
Well, this is my first time seeing KO even in a lobby, so I'm eager to see what he's going to bring to the table, how he's going to fill his role as an initiator, trying to be the operator, facilitating attacks, facilitating defenses, and just being all around one of those spearhead operators. So far, our rosters are gearing up into action, already prepared, and you can see the attacking offense. We're going to call them B or Team 2 or Team B, whatever you want to refer to them as, already gearing up for more of an execute situated over into the B bomb site.
For sure. And Looks like this attack might be a little bit split up. It looks like it could be a mid lead. Could be some early engagements from the Jet in mid there. Great shot from Chewy. He's going to clean up the first. That's Elixir dropping. Man advantage early falls to the defensive side. And he's able to get out swiftly, meaning that he's going to be hard to refrag. And they're not going to be able to take full control of mid like that. Great pressure up top. Truly's going to find a double onto Kate and Bandit. The refrag. Rage is trying to find him, but Truly is out of there and escapes with a lot of HP. It's all going to be on the KO and the Omen to try and bring this round back. KO, meanwhile, has made it all the way into sight undetected. He could find himself some frags in this situation, but they don't have the bomb down, which is going to leave them in an awkward situation.
Spike stuck over on the mid side of the map. Ranger able to get a kill, but it's only one. He needs to find a lot more. He's lurking over the heaven side, going for rotation, diving his way over to CT, spotting the head of one, unable to pull the trigger. Now it's all left on his comrade in crime, ZTK. He can see where his teammate fell, but he will also fall to the same pitfall, unable to pull that trigger. The defense able to take round one after some good initial kills.
A very interesting early bit of engagements there, and I'm interested to see what they what happens going forward into this next round. I mean, that was a very swift engagement from the attacking side. They played that very quickly, trying to get executes through mid, and it just didn't quite go as perfectly as I think they wanted it to, but it was still an interesting effort, and they almost were able to pull it back, but not quite close enough.
Well, flurry of kills roll on through for Team 1, able to collect more. It's just a 1v1 converted into a flawless, instantaneous death all around for the attacking roster. They push straight in through B. It was so swift, everybody just falls off the ground and falls into their 6-foot grave. A phenomenal showing once again for the defending roster.
That's one way to do it, anti-eco. Just run straight in and not even let them play off of their man advantage. Just push them back, chill them. No reason to drop a gun there, and now they're into a bonus round, which might be a tough one for this defense to take home, but they've still got decent equipment to do it, and they're still going to have enough money to buy next round. So it's a good situation for them to find themselves in, even if they don't win this round, just due to the way the economy's working.
Everybody being a little bit quiet so far at the start of round 3. Nobody is making an initial move. Smoke grenades going out by Jet, stopping that rotation in through middle. The offense of Team 2, they're still just stuck on their T side. They're debating. First round of smokes will go, cutting off the elbow between A, but they haven't really done much. Now finally making that push on forward, and there's a kill for Ranger, opening up the gates and allowing them access to the A site.
Looks like they might choose to rotate off of this. There's a lot of mid presence though, and they're going to have to fight this one-on-one. ZTK will find a great shot on a Chewy. Redflex will refrag. Nade goes out to try and clear him. He does E away, but it's right into a terrible situation. ZTK will clean him up, and it's all on the Sova in CT. Pepper finds one, but not the second. Gets 2 kills off of it on the defensive side though, so at least they've done enough to hurt the economy of the attack, but still a win. Still an attacking round of victory. ZTK and Ranger both being able to, make a good impact and win that round for their team.
The attackers able to win their first round after they actually gained access to rifles after losing the first 2 rounds. They were forced to play those rounds purely with handguns. Now they're really starting to show that mechanical skill. I was a bit critical of them in the midpoint of that round for just pushing slowly. We never really saw them initially going for any smoke grenades to really facilitate an offense, but once they found that opening, they really used their gunplay to, well, make that opening a little bit wider. Unfortunately, though, the defense is going to have their own reverse Uno card into round 4 as they find the first 2 opening kills.
Yeah, very early man advantage for the defending side. Not a whole lot of trade potential yet. Chewy will find another on the ZTK. He's an absolute menace in that mid presence. He showed himself to be a very viable opponent, just completely controlling mid with that Jet. And yet the attack, they're still just kind of relaxed here over in the main, trying to get some frags. Finds one, not the second. Pepper will land both. an unlucky round for the attack, but I mean, the defense holding it down, leaving nothing up to chance. I mean, I do enjoy the fact that they really don't mind getting a bit aggressive in each location, getting information, playing a little aggro in B main, a little aggro in mid, trying to find picks, and also try and find information. If you know that they're not in mid, if you know they're not B main, if you know they're not A main, you could start to piece information together and start to understand where people are playing, and getting aggressive in these situations where you know that team coordination might be on the lower end could be great. You can find yourself free frags and get out scot-free.
The attacking roster once again going to start to suffer in the economic department of half buy for them, and Chewy is able to rip it wide. Nice refrag coming in, nice deagle headshot, but still the defense going to maintain that man advantage. A push in through the middle side of the map has been identified by the defenders, and they're already prepared to counter it.
Yeah, the defense rotations have been slight and sparse, which I think has actually helped them a lot. You see that they still have presence close to mid near B, truly still holding down mid. They've still got players on A. It's a good spread so far from both sides. They're just trying to get refrags in this situation, trying to, hurt this huge man advantage that the defense has, trying to get that refrag mid. But Truly's been a pretty dominant presence there, just consistently holding it down and not getting pushed back until he's absolutely required to.
Spike now rotating in through the T side of the map, trying to have an execute over into B, but since Truly is occupying the middle of the map, they will be able to spot out that rotation of Elixir. He has to be very careful, but since the Astra smoke grenades go down range, it's actually going to allow Elixir to push on forward. Now with almost control after that B connector, he's going to have to start to take a gunfight against Red Flex. You can hear the audio cues, the two players on the other side of the wall. Red Flex will go for his swing, unable to land his shots, answering it back with a flashbang of his own, but still those gunfights bring on forward. An aggressive swing for Red Flex. His teammate Zin's able to get that kill, and there's Red Flex. It's actually Zin's opportunity to capitalize on another round for the defending roster.
Defense is playing the game very well, and I think again we saw there that the rotations have been good, and that's surprising coming out from a team without prior history with each other. That's all based off of communication in the moment or game sense or whatever combination of what's going on. And I think that they've been doing fairly well with what information they've been given. Meanwhile, the attack has struggled to kind of find a hole and find a nice pressure point to start pushing and put some pressure, maybe force a rotation. They've struggled to do that initial damage that is so important early on in a round, and they've kind of just been poking and prodding mid, which hasn't done a lot to force this this defending team to do very much of anything.
The opposite converge from its power position a few minutes ago. Hunter Furies go out. Chewy finds one. Zin will do the same. The attackers sending through mid. The only thing they're going to accomplish by that is losing the spike. Smack dab in no man's land. Call it World War I. Rebuild your trenches. You're going to have to call in the whistle, call in the dogs, and the artillery strike. You now want to push on forward. Kate will do exactly that. A headshot for them, but still the spike is isolated. Members starting to fall, but a good refrag. Now left onto one. An attempt by Mr. Ranger, finding three. Nowhere to be seen as he's over an A with no spike.
In a very deep lurk situation, he could find a backstab here onto one. That could maybe push them off of the spike as they have to then watch their backs, but he'd have to find a really good timing on someone. And if there's anybody you want to find a good timing on, it's the Jet with the op. He's going to find her, and now these last two defenders are split on other sides of the map. He's going to smoke off the Sova, and he's going to go for the flash to, disorient him and not let him know where he's going. The teleport onto B site, but Rain is close. Will she hear it? He needs to clear out this angle before going for the plant. I don't think he will. Rain will swing, and the defenders will find their fifth round.
Neon, I know that team number 2, the team that's on offense right now, is, getting to know each other over the past 6 rounds, but they really don't have like an IGL who's stepping up to the plate. We're just kind of seeing what I would describe as the poke the bear strategy every single time they go to offense. They're like, do we go to B? Oh, nope, there's people at the defense there. Well, let's go over to A. Oh, no, there's also people holding A. Well, maybe let's try middle. And now you've absorbed so much time, they're just forced to take these lackluster gunfights. We need to see them just say, all right, we're committing to this execute. I need certain utility in these positions, and then let's commit. To be fair, entering into round 7, they're attempting the exact style of offense.
Yeah, this kind of swift execute could be the play that they need, but Truly's in a great position. Bandit will find a refrag, Zendo will find a refrag on the refrag, and another one from Ranger as we fall down onto a 3v3. But this is already the best situation that the attack has found themselves in. 3v3, spike planted. Chewy's going to make it a 2v3 though, and already this is becoming difficult as the post-plant hold is going to be a struggle. One in hell, spotted out, but he's able to find one. Refrag by Chewy. It's all on Premier Bandit, but this wall is going to be a huge problem. It was placed down to defend for the plant, but now it's defending for the post plant. Chewy thinks he's still a main. Bandit will hit the shot, but the stick is there from Pepper. Bandit not able to get there in time, runs out of ammo, loses the gun. 6-1 in defending favor. Honestly, Chief, I didn't hate that attacking round. That was solid. The problem was in the post plant.
I want to echo what you just said there. I love the decision making Team 2 made. In theory, it was perfect, but as you mentioned, it was the post play. And again, you're having players that have never played with each other. A lot of teams, are dry running and attacking execute, saying, hey, we're putting the spike down this position, and depending on who's alive, you're going to be holding these crossfires, you're going to have a certain amount of utility. It's very difficult to coordinate that. You almost have to think of it as like a ranked game where you have to step up as an IGL and just say, I need certain things done and move forward with it. Another attempt to execute over into A, and it seems like the offense is going to have control of that bomb site pretty swiftly.
Yeah, it looks like they've found their rhythm a bit. They've cleared out a lot of utility. The ZTK ult was huge, being able to deny so much utility. There's another knife getting thrown out. We're already seeing how useful that one piece of utility, that one anti-utility bit can be so helpful on KO. The flash will come out as well, just to deny time, because it's already becoming a very short time for this defending side. Great jump there from Elixir. Can he find a second? He can't. Runs out of knives. It's a 2v3 on site. Chewy will find Bandit. It's 1-on-3. He won't find the kill. ZTK played nice and passive there on Jenny, but it won't end up working out.
So much emphasis in the attacking roster using that Blade Storm. It worked well to take control of the map. We saw the ice walls go up. We saw the pressure being applied in heaven, and we saw the right click of that Blade Storm. Able to click onto one, but the final right click onto the more targets of the defending team, it just never lined up. Another Valiant roster, another Valiant attempt by that attacking team. They have the hallmarks of a team that's creating coordination on the fly. They're just making simple mistakes. And, in a recruitment match like that, those tiny little errors are really what starts to compound it. And true, we can also mention, when you have new compadres that you're playing with, it tends to be more defensive-sided.
That is entirely true, yeah. Especially when you're talking about, a map like Ascent where Economy can make such a big difference, but Chewy and Truly will both find huge opening frags. Bandit with a massive shock dart, though, to get the refrag onto that low HP Jet. That's the Opera dead, and that's actually a very strong kill to get. It does leave him in a 3v4, but it's not the worst situation. KO pushing through, flash goes out, clearing angles, won't be able to find Red Flex, though. Now it's all on Bandit, and he's not able to find the refrag there onto Red Flex. 8-1.
I love the darts that are coming out, grabbing information, facilitating wall bangs, and then even using the shock dart to finish off what was left of Jet. Again, we're seeing team number 2, the attacking roster, have these moments of brilliance, these good coordination steps, and, Premier Bandit has done a wonderful job of allowing his team to at least get their foot out of T's spawn, but that's really the end of it, where they're stuck either executing into B, stuck executing into A, or through the middle of the map. We just need to see more smoke grenades come down to allow them actual access into that bomb sites.
Yeah, for sure. I think that overall, these attacking sides are just, well, honestly, doing exactly what we keep seeing. The mid presence has been so strong by the defense, but the attackers want to challenge trying to find frags to give themselves main advantage because they know mid is where they like to extend. But the problem is they're just winning these mid gunfights. They have good crossfires. They have good team coordination, surprisingly, on this section of the map. And already it's all on Premier Bandit, as it's really just been a mid kill box. It's been the defenders controlling mid extensively throughout every single round.
Yeah, well, you talk about that kill box, but it's also the defenders just winning the majority of their gunfights. I mean, talk about the defender positioning, talk about the defender crosshair placement. I mean, they're just making their kills look that much easier. And when you enter a game like Valorant, sure, utility is so crucial. We're talking about how smoke grenades can facilitate and execute into any one of the bomb sites or in through middle, but you can have the best smoke lineups, you can have the best shock dart, information dart lineups, but at a certain point, Valorant does devolve into chaos, and that means you have to start to click heads.
It looks like we're gonna see an A execute early. Shock darts and all sorts of things are gonna come out. That was a huge tripwire that allows Pepper to just get that free spray down. Remember, Jet cannot dash through those anymore, so she gets caught, dragged all the way back to the beginning of A mid. Such a difficult position for her to be in, and now the attacking team's gonna rotate off of A and just try and play for a rotate. They've already got 2 members mid. Drone will come up. That might facilitate a wall bang, but Premier was just in time. That was nearly a shot there from Chewy, but Premier will be able to shut him down with the wall bang. Tiles is now where they find most of the attackers sitting, but KO, keep your eye on him on the mini-map because he's just sneaking his way into A, but he gets into a bad gunfight, and Zen's able to clean him up. Unlucky timing for him. Premier will find a refrag. Pepper is able to find Sage mid, but Rage is able to refrag that. It's a 2v2. Not a bad position for the attackers to be in.
One of the best rounds in a while for team number 2. The offense looking good. They have the position. Smoked away. Reflex is supposed to hide. 32 HP. Switching to the op. Collecting the shot. He'll miss it. Nice headshot by Ranger. And the B side is now open up wide. Zen coming in from behind. Still pushing through market. Bandit might not know that his primary target is coming from behind, but close quarters with that Val might be exactly what he needs. There he goes, in off the board. The second round for Team 2 is confirmed in the books, and only one more round left on attack for Team number 2.
Yeah, and then they get to go on defense, where I'm hoping to see a little bit of a better showing from them. They've had individuals play at a decent level. I feel like Premier, Bandit, Elixir, and Rager have all been, solid. They've been here and there and playing at, at least being able to keep up here and there. And they've been, caught out in some bad situations, which is understandable, but they're still adapting to how the other team plays because, again, they're playing people that they've probably never played before, they've never seen play before, and they're playing with people that they've never played with before. The attacking roster leaning very heavy towards A side at the beginning of this last round of the half.
So much emphasis with putting into A. The Hunter's Fury is going to open that up wide. You better start to hide, says Peppers. He gets himself a free kill. Great use of that ultimate ability, and now the offense's pressure over into A has been fully confirmed. They're in the decision-making hour. You continue to push on forward, especially with Ops elevated into heaven. Reflex will find one. Bandit off the board, and now a rotation being made by the offense, trying to push in through T, and it seems like the defense is also very much aware that the rotation is in full effect. As they leave CT, they actually leave the bomb sites and in favor of an aggressive play.
Yeah, and I think that aggression has been relentless from them. They constantly play in these aggressive mindsets. Oh, Astra, you may be in the position of the light, but they're able to find the frag. The op's gonna get the refrag, though. Not quite able to frag back and forth, and Peppers on the support gets a 3-piece. 10-2 is the way the cookie crumbles, and the defensive side, team number 1, looking very solid as they go on to their attacking half.
The gunfights at the end of the day are allowing that team number 1, now the team on offense, just to win so many of these brawls. But will that theme continue on forward as they're now in a, more difficult position? I mean, in theory, defense will always be the easier side on most maps. And now that brazen gunplay, it's going to have to come on forward. An emphasis being placed over an A, and what team number 1 needs to do is they need to continue on with that teamwork that they were showing, particularly in round 12.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little curious if there is someone on team number 1 who's maybe stepped up in that IGL role. Maybe we'll get a post-match interview, who knows, and we'll get to find out if anybody really took on that IGL role, because it looks like they're fairly organized, and either all 5 of them are just very good organizational people, and we happen to get a very, very well-balanced attacking side, team number 1, purely for communication, or maybe there's someone that stepped up and really started organizing these rotations. But Redflex will find a great early frag onto Elixir, who was getting a lot of information mid on the aggressive push, but he's just caught out with too many heads to try and shoot at. The push looks like it's reorienting to mid, where they might run into a double duo. Rager will find 2. That'll make it the 3v3 even with the refrag from Chewy. And the attacking team, they're in a bit of an awkward position now.
Chewy maneuvering himself once again, And it seems like the attacking roster of Team 1 wants to have a new emphasis. A is going to be their new domicile, and with full control of that bomb site, the spike will go on down. Reflex was holding their flank off the board. It's now a confirmed post-plan. A 2v3 in favor of the defense. The thing is, the defense will have to evolve into attackers, and they're going to be the ones setting up the strategy, setting up the play as they retake onto their own site.
Ooh, unlucky from Chewy there as he tries to get the spray down. Premier was just jumping around. It's all going to be on Truly. Great right click, but ZTK will clean him up with a headshot. 10-3 will be the scoreline as they get that defuse ready. And already we're seeing that, yeah, it definitely is a bit of a defensive game when it comes to teams that aren't oriented with each other.
Now, you and I have both been, associated with orgs across, esports title, mostly for me and Siege. One thing that I always look for when I'm picking up a new team, it's pretty easy to find fraggers. Fraggers at a certain level, kind of are a dime a dozen. What I look for is, the big brain plays. Some of those support players are crucial, as well as those IGLs. Somebody who can read a defense, somebody who has, that organic leadership that can just be put up with, 4 other individuals and just start to say, hey guys, we're doing this. I need certain levels of coordination. That's really what I look for. And 10 players are trying to highlight their skills. An excellent opportunity is going to use that big brain, not necessarily, that right flick.
I totally agree. And here we go, the attacking team, they've decided that they don't want to play slow anymore. They've decided that the fast-paced, aggressive style works best for them. They're going to get that plant down early, and already a bit of an awkward situation for the defense here as they're down 2 people. And they really don't have a huge gun advantage right now as the other team has forced quite significantly. This flank could be massive up. Cat truly will find Rager, and there's no one there for the refrag. Knife will go out to cancel out the abilities, but ZTK is solo. He'll pick up an SMG, go for the spam, but truly through the wall will clean him up, and it's all on Elixir. He has 83 HP and a Phantom, and he's going to choose to save it.
Hopefully he saves it. He's still kind of stuck in the middle of the map. And the hunting pack, there's a swarm chasing him. He finds one, but it's purely in vain. Pick up that Phantom. Well earned by team number 1, the roster on attack. A swift execute for them. They played round number 13 a little bit more slowly. They decided to turn the jets up just a little bit, executing directly into the bomb site. Nobody to be seen anywhere from team number 2. Good coordination, good execute coming on out. Only a few more rounds away from being victorious here in map number 1. And to make round 14's execute that much more sweet, I mean, it was a pistol round for the attackers, and they were able to go up against a mix of SMGs and rifles.
Yeah, it was a very impressive eco round for them. But I think what's interesting about this, recruitment program is that no matter what role these players are on, there's always something to be found. Maybe you're finding someone who just has really good raw mechanical skill, who's a little bit on the younger side or a little inexperienced, and you may say, that's definitely the guy I want on an academy roster. Maybe you see someone that, has some really good lineups or has a very interesting tactical take to the game, and maybe that's someone that could do really well in an analyst position, learning from a team, putting himself in the position to become a better player himself. I genuinely think one of the great things about esports is that it's genuinely the best way to improve at any video game, is to get into the esports scene, understand how better players play, and try to adjust and learn the best way. But already a very swift execute from this attacking side. They do so much damage on their entry. Ranger's able to get one as they're trying to recuperate on site here, but this eco is just so tough for them to fight. Okay, we'll be able to find Red Flex. Great shots there on the Zen, able to get some heals. It's a 1v1 against Truly, but Truly has the better firepower. It's all going to be off the mind games here. Can Kate escape here? Gets put right in the line of fire. Truly will find the headshot with that rifle and bring us to map point.
That was an eco round for the defense, converted into a 1v1 post plant. A phenomenal hold by the defense. I mean, they had their bomb site ripped open wide. I mean, there was a 5v3 entering into that post plant, and to convert that to a 1v1 is amazing. Unfortunately, they didn't end up winning that round, and now they're on match point. But I want to return to something that you mentioned earlier. There's a player in Rainbow Six Siege. He goes by the name of Joe. He went from T3 to challenge like T2 overnight. Why? Because he made one of the biggest brain calls in a live match. They saw the potential in him, and he entered into Challenger League. So that's something that can happen here. Again, I love highlighting IGLs because if they do something incredible, they might find themselves exiting T3 for a nice contract and a paid position in T2.
Yeah, you never know, and I think it's all about learning. Kate, in a interesting position, is able to go 1 for 1
I
here,
know
keeps things interesting,
exactly
but
where.
Redflex finds another one onto Bandit when they
Spike
really
planted.
needed a refrag. The spike will go down. Great nade from ZTK, excuse me, and he'll find another one onto Pepper. 2v2 retake. This is definitely going to be a close round. Flash will come in. Omen coming through tree, trying to just root out where these attackers are. ZTK just flashing all the positions, drops down, clears hell, throws out the knife, but they're playing A main and tree. Omen's about to find out where one of them's playing. Zenkun will find him with the operator. ZTK now in the 1v2 clutch, but the op's in the perfect position. Zenkun will find the operator shot, and 13-3 is where we find our game ending.
Round 16, the final round of Ascent. But again, this is just trial and error for our players of all skill levels. They just want to show the world what they're capable of. Here and today, team number one, the team that started on defense first, then they ended up on attack. Honestly, at the end of the day, and the scoreboard says it all, they were the roster that had the better mechanical skill. I mean, the highest player on team number two was Mr. Ranger, sitting at 11 kills. The lowest on team number one was Pepper or no, it was actually Red Flex at 14 kills. And everybody else on team number one had, a spread of 5 kills at most. Even the support players on team number one were clicking heads. And that just shows, when the, primary entries, the Juts, overextended, they did their job of finding that opening kill. The defending line was just better for team one, able to, continue on forward with, the defense winning gunfights.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that Team One showed that they had a really good understanding of playing together as a team. I'm actually interested in watching Truly coming into this next game. On a support role, they were still able to drop 17 kills, going 17-8, keeping up very significantly with their fraggers. Only 1 kill behind Chewy, who was on that jet. And I really feel like they were in the prime position a lot of the times. They found themselves in great spots where they were just able to not only get frags, but hold down very important parts of the map. So I'm interested to see what they do on the next map. We also saw some pretty good things from Pepper, who I think was also very significant in a couple of those rounds. I saw some shock dart kills. I
Yep.
saw some really good god arrows. I saw just general good Sova play, from that Sova Pepper. So I'm interested to see what they've got bringing into the second map. And I'm curious to see what map we're going to be doing second. It looks like we're going to be on Bind, and we'll be getting right into the game in just a second.
Well, swiftly, and I want to go back to what you said about Pepper, right?
Mhm.
Where, sure, Pepper was the lowest frag, but I think Pepper is a perfect description of, play smart and you get kills, right? Where some other individuals were, just clicking heads, mechanically. And, sometimes there's a time and place for smart players. Not everybody can be, the Stewie 2Ks of the world where they just, fly at you and just win the most miraculous gunfights. If you can use your utility to soften up a team to get kills or allow your entries to get kills, I mean, that's absolutely a win in my book. Again,
Mhm.
not everything in Valorant is about, clicking heads. You have to be a team player. And I really appreciate that about Pepper, being able to facilitate so many of those gunfights. But moving into Bind, Neon, what can we expect from this map, and what do you think is going to happen between our two rosters?
Well, I'm really just interested to see if the performance stays the same, because if so, we can start to look at that one roster and start to isolate some players who maybe have been playing at a really good level. I'm interested. We're actually seeing some big switch ups in operator decisions. We're seeing Red Flex and Pepper, or excuse me, Red Flex and Chewy, who were both on those fragging agents. They were on the Jet and the Reyna. Now we see them on KO and
Select your
Omen,
agent.
respectively. So trying to show that they're a little bit more versatile than just being able to click heads. We also see Truly hop onto the Rays, and it's interesting. I mentioned that player found themselves in good positions consistently. So the fact that they're hopping onto a fragging agent, we could see a really good map from them. We're also seeing some switch ups on the other side, with, of course, some people also sticking Premier, Ranger, Kate, all sticking on the same operators, choosing to show their distinct role at the best of their abilities. So who knows where this round will go, but I just think it's interesting that one team has decided to switch up significantly to try and, have a good I should say a good variety of things that they could play in game, which is important.
And I just want to confirm the teams were also mixed up just a bit, correct, Neon?
I don't think so. Mm, No, I think we're at the same teams.
Yeah, I was trying to go through like my mental list, like who's still here. Yeah, everything looks just about the same. So,
Yep.
I mean, both these teams have had 16 rounds to kind of digest what their friendlies are going to do and what their opponents are going to do. So now entering into this pistol round execute, maybe we're going to see something a little bit more different. Emphasis being made over here on B. Boombots go out. Red Flex going to be forced away. And now the onslaught still pushes on forward. The hunting pack is very eager. Flashbang goes out, but Red Flex won't be able to do much beyond that.
Yeah, very early opening frag there for the attack. They're going to try and execute on to be off of that, but it should be a good type of retake here from the defense. Zen's going to be able to find one, not the second. Truly's there for the next kill, though. Premier Bandit was able to find that refrag. Truly hits another headshot. Kate with the refrag. It's all on the one attacker of Pepper, of Kate. She's not able to find the frag. Decent try at least, though. Moving into the second round. Interested, that round swung back and forth. We saw the attackers push into sight pretty swiftly, and then the retake was very good, but then the retake kind of failed for a minute and went back, and then it was almost like a retake. It was very complicated there.
All over the place. And, sometimes the attackers funneling out through hookah, they're just going to have to continue moving on forward. They can't stop dead in their tracks. They never stopped once, but they just ended up missing some of their shots. C'est la vie. That's what it's like to be in a first-person shooter. I mean, it is a pistol round. We've been highlighting the defense should always have that advantage. Emphasis being placed over in a shower, truly with a full spray. He will dish out some HP loss to the attackers, but himself will also be converted down into 8 HP. Boombots are going out, allowing the attackers to push on forward, still deeper out of showers, but a smoke grenade is going to temporarily stop them dead in their tracks and forcing a full rotation on over.
Yeah, it looks like the attacking side might rotate at least to short. Nope, they're going to choose to go all the way to B site. I'm interested to see how the defense rotates here early. I think we mentioned on Ascent, we saw very good rotational awareness from this Team 1. They found themselves in good situations where they weren't over-rotating, but already they're exploding out on B. Pepper goes through the teleporter, finds Premier Bandit. That's a very good opening frag to find. Where are the frags going back and forth? Elixir with a nade, trying to get the plant down now as they do have site control, but the problem is this retake is looking really good. Ranger will, though, be able to find Truly. Chewy with the refrag. Oh, right out of hookah. Pepper will find one. Chewy with the other. Great timing there. Being able to find those last two in the two and convert that round.
If you're in a post plan and you got one weapon, you want to have the judge. That thing absolutely goes burr, particularly when you put it in CQC scenarios. Pepper played that weaponry perfectly. Flanking in from behind from hookah, we heard their pistol rifle out some bullets, dished out some damage to the spike planter, but it was really that 180-degree crossfire that transpired between Pepper and their teammate coming in through the CT spawn, applying that pressure and making sure team number 2, the team on offense, was unable to really train their gun barrels into any particular direction. They had to split up and play as individuals. Unfortunately, though, that allowed the defense to exploit those positions.
Found them.
Yeah, it really was a good round there from the defense, and I totally got to agree with that judge play, especially when you're on that anti-eco. It's so easy to just, destroy people in close range, and when they're all on pistols and they have to get close to, primarily find their frags, it's not a bad idea to lean onto that judge where you just dominate in close range.
Nades go out. You can hear the beeping of that, but nobody's going to be worse for wear from that, if anything. The defense will now know that somebody is trying to compromise our bomb site. Elixir lost a little bit of HP in a previous gunfight. Right, Flex finds one onto Mr. Ranger. Cage goes out, allowing for it to be a shield wall almost, or just a smoke wall, trying to have the attackers push on forward. Right, Flex falls, Zen will find one, still to push on forward. The attackers will soon have control of that bomb site with walls going up. The spike should go down momentarily, now confirmed on the ground.
Yeah, it's been dropped in a bit of an awkward situation. I think they're looking to find a frag before they try and get this plant down, as they are down quite significantly, but Chewy will find a frag onto Kate, and it's all on Premier. Bandit and Truly will find him with the pistol, and I think we're seeing a bit of a repeat of this style of performance from, you know, Team 1, and they're finding themselves on defense again, where I think that they really do have an advantage of, I think they're communicating. I think that they're communicating, and they're communicating well. They seem to have a very good understanding of rotating with each other, using their utility together, and I feel like this attacking squad maybe struggles a little bit with that, but, you know, that's to be expected. It's all right. And again, I am very curious to see if there is someone on that squad that was performing a little bit more of an IGL role. Maybe that's something that I'll ask after the game in a DM, find out if anybody was running that IGL. But Truly finds a very aggressive frag out of bathrooms as this attack leads A.
The attackers have been slow at finding executes. They apply pressure into a bomb site. Right clicks go out. This Ranger finds one. Truly and Pepper on the board, though. Now on to Lil K. Stuck over on an ice wall. They know exactly where she is off the audio calls, and a free headshot for Pepper to boot. It's round number 4 being confirmed in favor of the defense once again. You know, hindsight is 2020. Maybe we should have made team number 1 start on attack first for our second map, but can't change the fact now that they're going to be on defense 2 different maps in a row.
I think something else that I think in the future when we host these events again, which I'm hoping that we will continue to do, because I think these events are great just to, you know, find players who want to, you know, show off and kind of find a home for themselves. I think it's a great idea, and I'm really glad we're doing it. Maybe we'll do something where we switch up the teams a little bit for the next map, just to try and get as, you know, as many angles as possible for these, you know, teams and their teammates. Rage is gonna fight one long, but meanwhile, his entire team has been massacred on the other side of the map, as the defense is just going on an absolute rampage. It's all going to be on the one lonely Omen, and he's gonna get shut down by Truly in an instant.
I said Pepper's kills in map number 1 were just based on their smart play. Now it's smart play plus mechanical skill. Pepper's ability just to be this human wall of gun barrel and bullets is absolutely incredible. And it's something that the offensive team number 2 is just incapable of addressing. Honestly, team number 2's big struggles are from the lack of utility. Honestly, Neon, I can't remember the last time I've really seen team number 2 use any type of smoke grenade, any type of util to really facilitate and execute other than maybe an ice wall. Chewy's going to replicate the success they've had on so many opening duels, finding a kill, and once again, team number 2, the offense, forced to make an attacking execute with a man disadvantage.
Yeah, I think utility usage is important. Elixir's gonna get picked off early, but he's gonna get revived by Cade. It looks like they're just trying to force their way out of showers. They are on a bit of an eco round. Kate not able to land that shot, and Truly with the nade in all of the confusion's able to find Elixir for, I believe, the second time. Premier Bandit just trying to hold down Bathroom, tries to swing with that stinger, but he's on that lighter weapon, and it's going to be difficult. That's a great flash from Red Flex. He's able to find one. Shots won't land from ZTK. The third for Red Flex, 6-0. The defenders are just looking really, really solid on this map.
You know, maybe we talked about, you know, in retrospect, we should have changed up the teams or maybe changed up who starts an attack. But honestly, I want to see the attacking team, you know, bring up an Astra, maybe bring out a Viper, just so you can put utility on the other side of the bomb site, because the lineups that the offense has is just non-existent. Again, Valorant, like, and so many other FPSs, if you aren't using your utility effectively, you can be the best gunner in the world. You're just not going to win your executes. So far, Team 1, their mechanical skill has been solid, as well as their ability to swing off their defending utility. Now, to be fair, since this is the 6th round in a row that team number 2 has lost, their economy isn't looking particularly great, so you could just say, oh, they just don't have enough money for util, but that just comes down to smart buys.
Gun here.
Not sure how Chewy got in that position, but he did, and he found a frag. very quickly making it a 4v4. I think the attackers are actually finding themselves in a decent situation here. Their biggest problem is that they don't have a controller to lay down smokes to give them some visual cover. Their best bet is their Cypher with his cages, but they've rotated over to showers, and they've done it quickly enough that they may be able to get a plant down here. Kate's able to find a great shot on Red Flex. Another entry there from Elixir. Great situation they find themselves in, 4v2, and the other two are on a massive rotate. It's all going to be Pepper and Zen on this retake. And it looks like, yeah, Raze's blast packed up into heaven and is just holding that close angle. Walled off CT, but it's going to be cleared. Elixir's gonna find Zen in heaven on that position. Pepper will get the refrag as the position is known. But okay, Rez will come out. That makes it a 2v3. This is not impossible. Another all pop from Cypher. They really want to salvage this round, make it 7-0. But Kate having a great round. That's her third kill, third headshot, I believe. And Pepper now, full retake situation, 1v3, clutch moment. Not a whole lot of time to convert. Great wallbang headshot. Gets caught by the the tripwire. Spammed through the wall. That's the first round here for the attacking
Last
squad.
player standing.
Look at how much utility was on that bomb site for the attacking roster of team number 2. And they won the round as a result. Good post plant, good positioning all around, and even looked like team number 2 was coordinating. Hey guys, I hear them in heaven. Let's swing together. Let's push together. They're now caught in our tripwire. Let's repeat that. Let's swing together and try to wall bang the default plant box. Perfect levels of communication. Now team 2, they just need to copy paste, Command C, Command V their way into multiple rounds like that. If they're able to replicate that, they will be able to earn more victories on attack.
For sure. I think they're in a great situation now. Not obviously to maybe win the game, but definitely a great situation to put up some rounds and show off why they're here. Show off some, good team coordination. And there you go. That's a great way to open it. The Showstopper may not have gotten a kill, but it created a lot of space. Omen will push forward, get one kill, and immediately refrag. But again, he's just down there to waste time, try and keep them as put back as possible. Red Flex will pop the ult and find one onto Kate. Good retake so far, and this post-plant utility is not going to be there. They're just going to have to spam the bomb. Bandit, though, will find 2 huge kills. Chewy trying to find the one holding in Hookah. Very difficult situation that the defenders find themselves in. The attackers are just holding great post-plants. Chewy's going to try and stick. Red Flex will find a kill on long. The swing from Red Flex, there you go. He'll find one. It's a 1v1, but Red Flex is on 1 HP. He knows where the last one is. Shock Dart pushes him off of the plant, tries to get the right click, can't land it, has to stick. Great shot from Bandit. That's the 4K for him in the second round for the attack.
A roller coaster of a round. It almost looked like the retake strategy from team number 1 on defense was going to work out for them. But as soon as they found some of those return fire gunfights, reducing the roster count of both teams just by a few players, it was finally another post-plant scenario where Team 2 was able to coordinate perfectly amongst themselves. I mean, the players that were stuck over into B long as well as into Hookah, just constantly applying pressure, retreating, never actually baiting a gunfight with the defenders, but just forcing them not to defuse. Plus, with those smoke bangs and the confirmed of exactly where those defenders were trying to defuse that spike was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think it was just a great execute, and it didn't work out perfectly, but it worked out good enough to get the win. Truly, though, gets very aggressive out of showers, finds one onto the Omniverse Ranger, and just like that, great man advantage for the defense. And honestly, I think when you lose 2 rounds in a row and you want to bring the momentum back in your favor, no reason not to get super aggressive like that. Go for that one big quick kill, get out, put them in a difficult situation, and now again, they're executing without smokes. Elixir can't land the shot. Chewy's able to get the wall bang. He's on low HP, but it's not too bad. Premier Bandit will get the refrag though with the ultimate. That was important. And with ZTK finding that frag on a Pepper and popping the ult, that leaves the defenders in a bit of a complicated situation as the attackers flow towards a site where it's just Zen who has to hold alone. There is a very low HP Raze, and this could be a great situation as the attackers just need to find a couple of frags. Truly in the back site will be able to find Kate. Good swing from ZTK, but Zen comes quicker with the shots, and it's all on Bandit, who's not able to land a great lockdown of the site there from Zen, just playing nice and passive on that Cypher.
With 2 rounds in a row for team number 2, the team on attack, they have a decent amount of funds, or at least they should have accumulated that. Some players are buying rifles, but others are currently staying on their pistols. So this could be an eco round for the offense, which is going to be, a little bit disappointing. They had so many good rounds in a row. Those 2 rounds were able to get wins, able to put the spike down. But one of those downfalls is the endeavor to get that spike on the ground. So many of their comrades fell. I mean, it has hurt their economy. Now we're going to see 2 rifles, a Spectre, and one of those rifles instantaneously removed from the server.
Oh, and just as Kate tries to go for the res, Chewy's gonna push up, trying to regain that aggressive position. Now he's in an awkward spot. Shock darts and nades coming in. The nade will finally finish him, but it's a 3v3 with attackers having an HP disadvantage, and they're going to be the ones in the complicated position when it comes to utility. I mean, Red Flex still has a flash. They still have Sage. They still have all of their Cypher utility that can lock down B site. Meanwhile, the attack, they've lost members, they've lost utility. I've always said, whenever it's an even man count in 3v3, 2v2, or 1v1, I genuinely feel like the defenders have the advantage due to the fact that the attackers need to use utility to push off the defenders. Whereas in all reality, the defenders really only have one job in a 3v3, 2v2, 1v1, whatever it is, and that's to hold close angles and trade each other out. So as long as they're alive and they have guns, it really is a defender-favored game, even if the defenders have less utility and the attackers have more. So in this situation, the attackers, they need to use what little utility they have to find openings, but Red Flex, just like that, he's able to find a frag on the ZTK. There you go, blast pack over to B site, but Zen is still holding over here. He's got a ton of Cypher utility, and one of it's going to hit immediately by Elixir. The swing from Zen, it's all onto the Sova. Clutch situation, 12 seconds left. He has to find the frag here onto Zen. Wallbang doesn't land. He's going to hit the shots, though. Can he get the plant down just in time? I think he's got it, but here comes the rest of the defenders. Mike's down, wallbanged immediately.
Well, while the spike may have been in vain going down on the ground, at least it's going to boost the attacker's economy just a little bit. Now, that wasn't a full buy from them, and, the economic damage of losing that round number 10, is still going to be a bitter pill to swallow, but they will now have access to full shields as well as full rifles if they elect to do so. Actually, they're not going to elect to do so. It seems like it's going to be another round where the attackers are going to do a light buy. More submachine guns currently being shown. We're going to see 2 sheriffs as well as a bulldog entering into the fight. Now, team number 2 is going to be doing this so they can have access to higher level weaponry as they enter into the final 2 rounds of their attacking half.
Yeah, they want to save specifically for that last round, make sure that they go out with a bang. They can afford to let this game go down to a 9-3 on a, significantly defender-sided map and a defender-sided game, doing the fact that, again, we've talked about how this game can be a little extra defender-sided. Truly gets very aggressive again. He's been just all over the map with the aggression on that raise, just finding space and playing as aggressive as possible, and I really like that playstyle from him so far.
Positioning over by B for both of these teams. Pepper will find another kill in this round. Elixir is falling. Tons of trap wires over by that teleporter. You leave through there, flank from behind. It's Truly finding 2, committing to the quad kill. Truly just springs into action, finding 3 in the kill feed almost instantaneously out of nowhere and off the top ropes. And a phenomenal showing. Truly has been on an absolute banger. Every gunfight they get into is beyond gnarly. I mean, Truly is top fragging for a reason. The mechanical skill that player has been showing in these maps have been, A1.
Yeah, and I mean, I mentioned it at the very beginning of this game going into it that I was interested to see Truly hop on to the duelist, but I also want to mention, did you see that really good timing? The Red Flex comes from behind. The second he shoots and gets their attention, Truly goes right out the teleporter. Great little bit there. Pepper, oh my, great shot. Kate will be able to get the refrag, but again, I think when you have this big lead, there's no reason not to play aggressive. There's no reason not to try and push them back as much as possible. It's all right if you lose bodies. In this situation, it is going to be a 4v3. This might be a 9-3 half, but Elixir pops the ult, tries to make space, delay time, and yeah, they're all just going to sit back in CT as they wait for that ult to pop. The other member's coming from long. He might run into some problems. Elixir finds a frag. Bandit finds Chewy, who was that flank long. Elixir hits the headshot. 9-3 on the half. Not a terrible situation. I think there's still room for at least a bit of an interesting half going into this. At least 9-3 gives us some rounds to play with.
Well, it seems like, the economic strategy that team number 2 had to save their economy to only light by over the course of round 10 and 11 was a perfect strategy for them because once they had access to full armor,
This goes
full
here.
utility, and the best weapons the game had to offer, or at least the best rifles the game had to offer, they're able to win. Their post plant, the elevated positions, the ice walls did everything they were designed to do to make sure that team number 1 would not enter into that bomb site again. That's great momentum as we move into round 13. The signs have been swamped, the economies have been equalized, and now the attackers' one saving grace is going to be the fact that team number 1 has been so good at removing members of team number 2.
Oh, great aggression there from Elixir. Finds a red flex in that great situation. But meanwhile, on the other side, Zen and Truly have made excellent entry, found the space, gotten the plant down, and now it's already a retake in a 3v4. And I think this has been what, Team 1 has done very well. Play together, play aggressive. Truly will find one. Chewy will get refragged, though, by Kate. There's still a man in U-Haul. That nade does a lot of damage. Leaves Cypher on low HP. Gonna be Kate and ZTK on this retake, trying to find this man in U-Haul, but Truly is doing excellent work. They're all in U-Haul, almost the lineup. Zen can get the refrag, and just like that, 10-3, Team 1 showing off a bit.
Neon, have you seen a neural theft once this game from either one of these teams?
I've seen the ultimate get popped here and there. It's been a lot in very late in the round, very we saw that one round. Yeah, we saw that one round where it was, who was it? It was Zen and Pepper who were trying to retake in the 2v3 that they ended up losing. It was the round that you pointed out that they had very good utility usage. We saw neural step there. Actually, I don't know if we've seen a lot. Other Rager tried to play aggro with that shotgun, but that boombot just finds him in the perfect situation. Elixir, tough spot as well. Pops out the boombot, but he's already in probably the worst situation you can find yourself in. Great shot though, 1 HP. But I think that might be all he wrote. Red Flex will find Bandit. Elixir will drop on that 1 HP. Great shot from Kate, but it's all going to be on ZTK.
Elixir starting to heat up. They don't want to allow their teams to slip through the cracks, but it's a post plan for ZTK. He has 3 targets to find. He's going to go on his camera, confirming where one is. He lands the shot, but there's two more presents themselves. Truly on the jump shot with the judge. A headshot for them. ZTK will now fall. And it seems like team number 1 evolving after evolution. Their attacks actually look way better here on the blind ascent. Sure, they looked good, but they actually lost those 2 pistol rounds. They had to bring it back. But now their executes of pistol rounds, whew, they're spicy.
Yeah, I think right now they're on a roll. They're feeling good. I think that there is something to be said for momentum and mentality, and that's something that, no matter what game you're playing, it can be a ranked match, it can be a face it game when you're playing Siege or CS:GO and FPL or whatever. Oh, truly! Oh, that was something to experience. The flying judge. I was going to mention how mentality can really affect a round, as if you're on a roll, you're gonna play better, and if you're getting really dominated, it can affect your performance. But Truly shut me up very quickly. Rager will find one onto Chewy. Good refrag there, but it's still a 3v4 retake on a site that can be a bit difficult to retake on, to be completely honest.
Judge in hand for Pepper. Still sitting close quarters. That thing is going to become an absolute terror. The swarm on forward. Reflex and Pepper's going to stop that dead in their tracks. Now all on one. Elixir has been absolutely phenomenal. Won't be able to do anything beyond one pull of that automatic shotgun.
Match point.
Diffuser or the spike won't detonate, removing the economy away from team number 1. Match point and technically series point is now in the books from team number 1.
Yeah, 12-3. Looks like it may be a repeat of the previous map, but hey, it happens. Sometimes teams get a little unbalanced. That's all right. We'll know for the future, as this is our very first recruitment event, and we'll have more in the future. And hopefully, maybe some of these players will even be able to return and show how they've improved. I mean, this is a good experience to improve. If you've never played in a five stack, you've never played on a competitive team, just being able to play with other players with competitive hopes, I think is a great opportunity if you've never had that experience, because it really is so much different from just straight up ranked. Oh my, the shotgun couldn't go massive. No, Pepper with the run and gun goes huge. The plant will go down. This could be the play. The ult is popped by KO. Another frag is found by Red Flex, and already a 2v5. Another ult will be popped. They're just going full W key. Zen will find the refrag though. It's all on K. The revive coming out. Oh, it's not going to quite get completed, but Chewy will finish it up 13-3 in Team 1. They looked fantastic, or I should say Team A. My apologies.
I love how we are calling them Team 1, Team A, the Alpha, because that's what they were. We should have evolved their names to the Alpha because they're the Alpha dogs throughout this series. Team number 1, Team A, did so many things well. Again, that scoreboard is going to show it. I mean, 23 kills for Truly. Pepper had some wonderful showing on defense early on. They ended up finishing with the 16 bomb and the highest kills for team number 2. I mean, it's Elixir and Lil Cape both sitting at 10, and ZTK struggled a little bit. They stood out a lot in map number 1, but the change up going into the Cypher didn't really work out. We saw them playing KO earlier on, but whatever the role change was that was elected from team number 2 really didn't allow, ZTK to shine like they did in map 1.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I think sometimes those supporting roles can be very reliant on, how your team plays together. And I think that there were probably some communication issues on that team. But hey, it happens. That's what this game is all about: is experience, playing to the best of your ability, improving, and being able to just show up again. And I'm so proud of all the players here. They showed up. They played excellent. They all, did what they came here to do, played at a high level, and I am very happy with what we saw. But I think we're actually going to move into an interview in just a second. So maybe we'll go to a quick 30-second minute break, and then we'll come right back just so production can get everybody in here and we'll get the interview right onto the roll. And I think you guys will be interested with this. We're going to be talking with some coaches. We're going to be talking with some managers, some org owners, some people in that nature, and they're going to give some tips on things like recruitment, where you can go, all different types of things. We're going to ask them a ton of questions to get right into it. We'll be right back with that in just a second.
Yeah, and I actually think JJ is with us right now. JJ, can you hear us? Are you with us? You alive?
Yes, I am.
Cool beans. Well, welcome. First off, we appreciate you and all the other coaches, managers that were helping us today, find new talent in the community. So starting things off, JJ, what do you look for, in a new player? Do you look for, raw mechanical skills, gun go burr, or do you try to look for, that next up and coming Gigabrain player?
I look for that next upcoming Gigabrain player with a lot of game sense.
Yeah.
I do kind of look at mechanics too, how well they're aiming, their crosshair placement. But mostly it's mostly about game sense.
Fair enough. So what are the hallmarks? What are the trades of somebody with good game sense?
Somebody that can make calls to play together and to use their util in a good way to make outplays and good teamwork overall.
So if somebody was, maybe a little bit more new to the scene, throughout the two maps that you saw, can you give like an example of somebody who did exactly what you just described? I'm
Um,
putting you on the spot. I have notes,
yeah,
so I can cheat, but I mean, so moving forward with that then, we
yeah,
saw players like Truly who dropped a 23 bomb into
mhm,
map number 2. Like, what would
yeah,
the strengths of a player like them be? Like, was it just, were they that Gigabrain player that you're highlighting, or are they also,
yeah.
the hybrid of a
Truly, truly is somebody that I was me and Aspect,
yeah.
the team captain of Cozy Esports main team. We've been watching Truly. I did get his Discord and his data for right now, and I will be contacting him soon.
Woo! That's awesome. I love to hear that. Anybody else from the series that we saw today that really stood out to you?
I'm really looking in a Pepper. at the
Mhm.
moment as well. We might need him because he is a big brain soda player.
Yeah, we definitely mentioned a bit of that. I do have a couple of questions real quick though. One thing that I just really want to ask is if a player is looking to go competitive, if they're at a skill level where maybe they think they need to start joining a team or they're looking into it, what would you recommend for them going into esports? Do you recommend just or excuse me, LFT posts, or or would you recommend them playing in pub matches, like sort of 10-man servers? Where do you
Yeah.
think is the best place to go to get recruited and just get good experience?
I would really start doing a lot of pickup 10-man matches, bring on your friends or just going solo, and also doing looking for a group slash looking for a team. That also works really well for finding teams because even me, I would look in looking for a team to see new players, and then I would go and reach out to them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd also like to hear from Aspect too as the team captain. Do we have you here, Aspect? I think he was
Uh,
in the.
yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. Yeah. I got a question for you, man. You're obviously the, team captain, you're a high, ranked player. What do you think is the best way for, maybe players that want to play competitive, but they're at a lower level? Maybe they're silver, maybe they're gold, maybe they're plat. They're in that kind of awkward situation where they don't have the, maybe the game sense or the aim or whatever it is that requires them to climb to the higher level. Where do you suggest they go to improve? Should they just be grinding ranked all day? Should they be looking into, academy teams? Where is the best place for players like that to not only improve in general, but to actually improve in a competitive standpoint?
I would say like pubs aren't really good, but like if you want to get your mechanics right and all that, you can play like normal comp games. But if you want to really improve and get up to a higher level, definitely join into like an academy team. I think that's the best way to improve. You're going against the same people and maybe some people that are like smarter and have better skills, so then you can learn from them.
Awesome. Yeah, I think overall academy teams are really good. It gives not only players that are younger and lower skilled, but it also gives players that maybe want to get into coaching or analyst positions good situations where they can, start to understand competitive strategy making. And it gives players in a position where they're not necessarily the most mechanically gifted or the best game sense in the world yet. They can learn from better players because as an academy team, you're playing under a better team and maybe you're able to watch VODs, you're able to get lessons from those players. And any situation in which you're putting yourself in the direct contact with players that are better than yourself and you can improve to, that kind of level is a great situation. So if you are, a player that's looking to play competitively, or maybe you're even just looking to improve and you want to find a good space to improve without just jumping into ranked matches over and over again, because trust me, we all understand you'll rip your hair out doing that. Why not look for an academy team, join some good communities, try and find yourself a nice place to call home for the time being. Chief, you got any other questions for our guys in here?
Fun final one, honestly. So if people want to network with you, if they want to, touch base with you, maybe for future, opportunities within the organization, not only just as players, but maybe as staff, how could they get in contact with you guys?
I would really DM, not DM, sorry. I would email Toti Esports, TOTI Esports at gmail.com. That's probably the best way because I hardly look at my Discord DMs.
Perfect. You heard it here first. Gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping on by. And again, if you're an up and coming player, staff member, feel free to reach out to them. Maybe you have an opportunity to, enter into the upper echelons of Valorant. Gentlemen, again, thank you so much for your time.
And I would also like to say, if you are in the chat and you're looking for a good opportunity to show off or improve or anything like that, make sure to join our Discord and get acquainted with the community. We've got lots of people in here, and we've got a lot of really good players that you see play every single week. And you can always reach out to players in the Discord and try and, find a way to improve. We're always here to help. There's a big community here. I highly recommend you join and follow and stick around. And we're hopefully going to be hosting more of these in the future. So make sure to stick around for that as well.
Neon, I think our day is done. What a phenomenal day. Way to enjoy more Valorant, way to highlight our community. And again, stop by our Discord, say hi in Twitch chat, make sure you continue to support up and coming players. But until next time, stay safe and well.